Ladies, do we know the sign when a guy's just not into us? Not always, huh? Well, today we're going to go ahead and touch on that and make it very, very clear the difference between I'm into you and just too nice to tell you that I'm not into you. Right here today on Where Do We Go Wrong? Hey there, ladies. Today here on the show, we're going to be talking about the signs that are obvious when a guy's into you or not, and why sometimes we just don't see it for what it is. You know, your own thinking can really, really, really put you in situations that you end up asking yourself that question, that famous, famous question, where did we go wrong? Oh yeah, where did we go wrong? First things first, if a guy's into a girl or a woman, or a man's into a woman, but let's just keep it really simple. We're just going to say a guy. Anywho, it's pretty evident, but let me start here. If a guy's into a woman, he knows if he is or not. He knows exactly what his intentions are, what he wants and what he doesn't want, even if he's telling you what he doesn't want. Of course, that's what he's going to tell you for the simple fact his agenda is completely the opposite of yours. Never let a guy determine who you are to him and what you are to him. You determine that. There's no way that you should be going over and beyond just to get somebody to like you. They either do or they don't. And for the most part, someone pretty straightforward and honest is going to tell you that. Right? Right. Well, most people say the same thing. Calling. If a guy doesn't call you, and you're always calling them, pretty apparent. There's no interest. And sometimes we mistake that because we feel like, well, even if they don't call me, why am I still communicating with this person? Wouldn't they just tell me to leave them alone? Well, unfortunately, some people don't want to hurt other people's feelings, I guess. But when you really look at it, wouldn't it be better off for the both of you? It may sting for you and for the guy. I mean, who knows? He possibly does like you and just wants to see how far you will go. But ladies, remember, you're not a game, you're not a toy, you're not a joke. And for that much, you shouldn't allow yourself to be treated like one. So if a guy doesn't call you, let's just go on and safely say, check mark, no interest. Another thing, texting. If a guy texts you and never calls you, check this out. Some people say, oh yeah, totally. He's got something going on, or he's got a girlfriend or boyfriend. You know, in this world we live in today, who knows? But that is something that could be possible. And then sometimes, too, it's not even what we think. Maybe he's just nervous, not really much of a talker, and he feels like he's safer and more in control and can be cool through text. That's what some say. But it all depends. That's up to you to decide. But for the most part, you should make it pretty evident and ask why that is. Don't just settle for stuff just because, or just because you don't want to come off a certain way. We're not in high school, okay? We're grown adults, I would hope. Another sign. If he's never asked you out or to go anywhere, then it's pretty evident he's not trying to really get to know who you are or really wants to spend any type of quality time with you. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not to say this is a horrible thing and that something's wrong with that guy or you. He probably just has no interest and just hasn't told you. That's a whole nother story. But don't think anything's wrong with you. You're fine. It's probably just not a good matchup. Trust me, there's somebody out there for you that would love to spend time with you. I had someone tell me one day, a guy, matter of fact, he said, there's plenty of fish in the sea. And he kept it simple. And basically what he was saying was, don't think this is the end of the world and that something's wrong with you. There's so many other options out there for you. That this right here, it's not your loss. And who's to say it's his loss? He's probably already got somebody. These are just tidbits and some things that show you right off the jump there's no interest. Because if somebody was interested in something, or somebody, wouldn't they act interested? I would hope. But there goes all that confusion again. And we'll be back to discuss how that confusion can go away and how you can spare yourself and not fall into the trap of asking yourself how and why. Be right back.